Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. I'm gonna, I know I've been talking on like really like frightening subjects, for several nights now. Tonight is actually, it's gonna be like about healing, okay? Um, but I want to, I like to start off with a little humor. Um, I noticed in several videos that like right when I start, I'm like sniffing and playing with my nose, and it reminds me of a cokehead. And I would know because when I was a teen, in my late teens, I mean I did a little bit, and the coke user always has that, you know, little, you feel like your nose is running. It's not. But actually, what it is, I mean, I do have sinus issues and I'm a smoker and this and that. But I always take a shower like right before I start recording. Okay. And so, like, I get like moisture up in my sinuses and, so I'm always, okay. Um, so, on the issue of mental health, okay, with converts and really for anybody else, okay, uh, and understand that there's like a whole array of things to discuss. And I think I had the last time I was talking about this, I think I had like three videos. If you look back, um, and part of it, okay, being like converts going through like a major transition, um, but also then like our social losses, reforming our identities, okay, so there are like identity issues. And then we have very serious personal problems, partly because, many of us have lost, like, moved away from family or even lost family relations, moved away from friends or lost friends. So part of it is just that nature of being a convert and, you're committing your time to learning Allah's deen. But I'm going to be very honest with you. Okay, being around today's Muslims will drive you crazy. Okay, and I'm going to have another session that I think I'm going to talk about the way, like 50 ways that Arabs and Desis, and specifically the men, are like the opposite of Muslim brother. Okay, um, and really, that it has drastic effect on converts, which is what I was talking about, last night, was how the things that are normal among Arabs and Desis, converts can't deal with, and to be honest with you, we shouldn't. Okay, we have serious needs. Our needs are the same as the Sahaba had in Mecca, and we need the goddamn Arabs and Desis to start doing Islam. Okay. All right. So this. What's on the screen up here now. This is from a few sessions ago. Um, and in other sessions, I've talked about how converts have been like actually deliberately abused and have been traumatized. There are certain like very like pathological habits of Arabs and Desis that they don't act like the normal human beings that we're used to. Okay, and it really is, okay, part of it is in their culture, but I don't mean to say that like it's good culture. Okay, no, it's fucked up culture. Okay, they have serious things wrong in their head about converts, and they have serious problems in thinking about other human beings and responding like all other human beings on earth. Okay, it's really, I mean, they have serious issues. All right. Um, All right, so this is the actual subject here. I'm just revisiting convert trauma, depression, anxiety, identity issues, okay? And I'm going to get more into, ways to get help, what can work and what doesn't work, and what doesn't work, why it doesn't work, okay? Um, in one of the sessions, I said that imbalance is normal. And honestly, like if you became a Muslim a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, okay, I had like a serious like nervous breakdown after I'd been a Muslim only like 3 years, okay? And it was partly because of all of my personal losses. And I committed myself to studying Islam, and I'm alone, and there's no such thing as Muslim brother. And then being, in an environment of foreign people and nobody's paying attention, and it's just like, okay, really just like being flipped upside down and turned inside out. I'm not lying, okay? Um, but imbalance can be perfectly normal, okay? Um, and you may have never had mental health issues in your life until, sometime after you became a Muslim. And I'm telling you that you're dealing with very serious personal problems, okay? That's why you need to pay attention to this. Share this with other convert brothers and sisters. Share this with your Arab and Desi friends, okay? Try to get everybody paying attention to this, okay? Because converts can have their lives absolutely devastated, okay? I talked about, some brothers, sisters I've known who, I mean, were just like psychologically wiped out after being a Muslim for a few years, and they ended up like they'll be on disability the rest of their lives, okay? The Muslim community is trash, okay? Look at Maslow's hierarchy, Maslow's model of human needs. Extremely important. And I mean, look at the individual elements in there and then look at your life. Okay? That model shows you what a normal, stable, happy human life is like. Okay? And I'm afraid that if you look at it and look at your life, you're going to see a lot of missing pieces. Okay? Um, Converts, I've talked about this before, can be in denial. Denial is not good for you guys, okay? Converts, so you don't need to like prove your iman and prove your yaqeen and your tawakkul by saying, oh, whatever happens to me, I have Allah. That actually is not Islam, okay? But unfortunately, not only do a lot of converts adopt that mentality and hurt themselves by being in denial of their situation, which is really harmful, okay? But it gets reinforced by dumbass Muslims around you, okay? They don't know Islam, guys, okay? That's why I talked about Sahaba. Sahaba were the greatest Muslims ever. They were converts. My dear brothers and sisters, they could not live in the conditions in Mecca. They had to make hijrah. They had to set up a community in Medina to solve their problems. Don't be a shithead and tell me that if the convert has his Islam right and has yaqeen and tawakkul, Allah will fix everything for him. That's bullshit. That is not what Islam teaches. All right? And I swear by Allah, that I mean, you usually don't get that kind of crap from imams because they know Islam better than that. But you got to understand, 99% of, these religious Muslims, who even attend the mosque, they don't know shit about Islam, I swear. I'm sorry to cuss so much, but this is like very personal. And because I know that there are converts who have been destroyed and there are converts in a tremendous amount of pain, okay? Look back on my segment about Martin Heidegger and his description of angst, Okay, his description of anxiety, which is, there are like two parts of it, but basically what it is that your life and your mindset and your identity and the weirdness that you're living in or problems that you're living in have pulled your mind, okay, and your sense of self away from your native self and the way you used to be, okay? You used to be stable and happy and you, okay? And you had your friends and you had your family and you had, the conversations that were normal to you and activities that were normal to you, and your life was, okay, if I'm not going to say it was just ecstatic, but it was stable. You had at least a normal level of happiness. And very often converts lose that, okay? And so that feeling, that sudden sensation of very high anxiety where you suddenly don't feel like yourself, okay, or you can feel like tremendous fear, okay, and it can lead to panic attacks. So you need to go look back into that. Now I want to talk about, I'm getting in towards treatment, okay, but really throughout this whole thing is that you have to understand your causes, okay. I mentioned this in one session. Psych meds can be helpful, okay, with chemical imbalances or not sleeping well. Psych meds will not solve your problem. And if your problem is tremendous instability in your life, a lot of losses, a lot of stress, pain, fear, worry, or a loss of identity, the meds aren't going to fix that. You can take the meds to get yourself some relief. But like I said in that session, you have to work the problem, and to work the problem, you have to identify what the problem actually is, okay? And Maslow's hierarchy helps you. If you look in there and see, okay, this is what a healthy life looks like, this is what a happy life looks like, and I'm missing this, and this, okay? And especially when you're alone in the world, you're going to miss most of it, okay? A little bit about psych meds and how they work. I mean, the first time, I went to a doctor and talked about it, he said, don't think, like, he was talking about a SSRI, which is a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, okay? And basically, like, you go through periods of prolonged stress and you're depleting your serotonin in your brain. And that's when you start getting like you're very agitated, you're constantly worrying, you're having racing thoughts, and you're having problems sleeping, okay? And so he said, man, don't think, it's not like taking, acid or, some weird drug. It's not modifying you, okay? It's supplying a normal brain chemical, is helping you get one of your brain chemicals up to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's not like he said, it's not mind altering. Okay, don't freak out about it. Okay, um, and in short term, you might need sleep meds because really, when you're in that kind of condition, you need like 7, 8 hours of sleep or you can't heal. Okay, I'm telling you, that's very serious. But you need to understand, a bit about it, and don't be afraid to go get the help. Okay, it's normal. I mean, 1 in 3 people in this country are taking one psych med or another. Okay, and I guarantee you there are Muslims all around you taking meds. Okay, I mean the world is just stressful. Okay, but because converts may have had normal mental health growing up, and then shortly sometime after becoming Muslim are just like you know you know not feeling good. All right, so don't be afraid of it. I'm telling you, this is normal. I don't mean let it perpetuate. I don't mean normal like that. I mean it's normal based on your situation. Now go get some help and work the problem, okay? And get your life together, all right? Um, you can't ignore yourself, guys. You know, tawakkal ala Allah, okay? No, okay? And it's one thing to read Allah's book and seek Allah's help, okay? But Islam teaches work the problem, okay? We live in Dar al Asbab. It means the world of means. You have to take the means to solve your problem, all right? Anti-anxiety medicines, um, can help, just kind of keep you mellowed out. Uh, Depression meds, the thing is, yeah, they can pick you up a little bit, like Wellbutrin or something like that. But again, it's really just to give you some temporary help, a few months or whatever, while you're working the problem. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cut off right here because the next couple of subjects are going to be. I really need to get into them because these are things that people don't know much about, and I'm a little bit of a specialist. Okay. Okay. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. I hope this is helping. Assalamu alaikum.